Hello, everyone. I'm here to record a commentary with you guys for episode 202, Asking Out Alicia. Before I start watching Asking Out Alicia with you, I thought I'd give you a little bit of a background about this episode and kind of how it came to be. When we were doing season two, we decided let's spread out the season a bit and let's do because we had planned 6 episodes for season two and we're going to do one episode a month because I wanted to like take as much time as it could be to put out the episodes. But I just thought one episode a month that doesn't seem like that's it just seems too long between episodes, especially since they're only 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes. Some of them are 12, but it just seemed like too long. So I thought, why don't we shoot some mini-sodes and put them out in between? Which is funny because that's what we're now doing with season four. Is we started off with only doing one episode a month, and but now that we can afford to do mini-sodes, we're now going to be doing 2 episodes a month starting now. So today, the day I'm recording this is December 14th. Today I've premiered the first episode of Counseling Vanessa, which is a series of mini-sodes featuring Vanessa only, and these ones take place shortly after the events of season three. So anyway, so this mini-sode that we're about to watch, Asking Out Alicia, I thought of this one after we filmed a lot of season two. Now, an interesting thing about Alicia, when I invented her as a character, I always thought that she would be a character we'd never seen. I kind of wanted her to be someone that they would always talk about how beautiful she is and how great she is and how in love Kenny is with her and all that stuff. And I kind of thought it would be almost like a joke that we'd never actually get to see her. But in a later episode of the season, I think it's episode 6-ish, when Rose interrupts them, I kind of wrote myself into a corner where I kind of had to show her. So I mean, I had to cast someone extraordinarily beautiful, and fortunately, I met through auditions. I met Laura Jabley, and so she certainly was beautiful, and of course, she's an amazing actress. And not only she's an amazing actress, but she's just so great to work with. She is a consummate professional and really, really, really smart. So I thought I got to work with this person some more. So I started writing more Alicia scenes. And so as I was trying to come up with ideas of episodes to minisodes that we could squeeze in between, I came up with this one of Asking Out Alicia. So in a lot of ways, this is our very first comedy episode. So those of you who are watching with me live, get ready to press play because we're going to press play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So here we are. We are picking up right where we left off. Vanessa's just left her after being very mean, and now we're into a comedy episode. That's one of the things I love about the web is that the previous episode was like went very dark, and then if we went to this scene in television, then all of a sudden we're in comedy land. It just wouldn't work. But the fact that they're separate episodes, I feel like you can get away with changing the tonal shift so dramatically. So that's what we did. And so anyway, so this is a great comedy scene. The music is very different in this episode from almost any episode that Adrian Ellis scored for us. And I also was playing a lot with the back and forth of time and everything, voiceover. I mean, I got to do a lot of experimenting here. One of the things that I was so impressed by with Corey and all the rest of them is how good they were at keeping their focus when we're right beside a very busy street. So we had giant trucks driving by, and it was really loud. As you can see in the background there was a garbage truck, so there was beeping, there's the loading of garbage, the crushing, like it was so loud. And so when it really got loud, they would just sort of like freeze in their performance. They would just stop the performance and just wait for it to get quiet, and they sort of wait till I whispered like, okay, go ahead. And then they would just continue the performance. And what blew me away is that it didn't seem to hinder their performance because they knew and I knew that we could just cut out all that dead space, and that's what we did. So while this episode is very filming it was very, very, very slow and very drawn out. And it was all because of the really loud traffic. The audio is still not great in this episode, but it turned out okay anyway. So this is also my first time seeing Kate really doing comedy. Actually, it's not the very first time because there were moments in season one as well, but this is the most comical episode of them all, so it was really a lot of fun to shoot. I also enjoyed including a reference to everyone's dimples because come on, dimples are cute. So here we go. Just go. Um, um, I remember when I first premiered this episode, um, the spelling, it said 2 minutes later. I spelt it wrong. It said two minutes later. I actually had to delete the episode and re-upload it. I was so embarrassed. I'm a terrible speller. And the funny thing about graphics software is that they don't have spell check built into it. So that sucks. So now I'm a little more careful now than I've ever been. So the people in the background here, these are all great actors as well. And I really want to make a point, like, the next time you watch this episode, watch it again and just watch Alicia's friends, because in every shot that they're in, they are giving such a great performance. They're like watching the action, they were like emoting the whole time, and I loved their efforts. I just think that they did a fabulous job. Lizzie there, who's the second one in, she would go on to appear a few more times. Shailene as well, who is closest to Alicia. Shailene shows up. She's got a few more lines. I think she even has lines in the very next episode. And Carolyn Nettleton, actually, yeah, you see her again in the hallways when Rose is outed in season 3. So these are actors I love working with, and I'm always looking for excuse to do more with them. And you know, I don't feel like I've accomplished enough. So anyway, so that is episode 202, our first all-out comedy episode of Out with Dad, and I thoroughly enjoyed making it, and it was very fast to edit. I remember being surprised how easy it was to edit that episode. Given all the technical challenges that we had with all the audio and having to cut around, I expected it to be a very hard episode, but in fact, I zipped right through it. I think I was sitting on a bus heading to my in-laws' house when we wrote it, when I edited it, and I got it done very quickly. But you know, that kind of thing only happens when you have got such a great cast, and when they're consistent with their performance. So you know, it's an ode to them that I was able to do it so quickly. I've always said that I'm so lucky to work with such a great cast, and you know, I wouldn't be able to do it so fast. So anyway, that was our first mini-sode. I mean, it was good, you know, almost 5 minutes long, so not that many. There are shorter episodes, but what a great fun it was to do. And you know, and like I said, it's so funny to me that Alicia was a character that I never thought we'd ever show, but go figure. I fell in love with working with Laura Jabley, and so I had to do more. And so now, as we move ahead into, you know, I'm shooting a lot with her now in season 4. She's one of the supporting characters now, not just like a reoccurring character. She's a full-on supporting character. And so now, of course, Alicia's seeing someone new in season 4, and what's funny to me is I've decided, okay, well, I'm never going to show him. We're going to keep him a secret. So because I don't know, that seems funny to me. So anyway, to those of you who are watching with me live, thank you for joining in. It was great for you to join us. If you'd like to join me while we're doing live commentaries, I invite you to do so. Patrons of Out with Dad who you know, have pledged $10 or more a month get to join in and participate. A little bit quiet today, but that's okay, guys. I don't mind. But as always, you know, if you want to become a patron of Out with Dad, I thoroughly encourage it, because with your support, we're able to do more and exciting things. And the very fact that we're now doing mini-sodes for season 4 is entirely because we can afford to now, and we couldn't before. And but we could because of all the great fans of Out with Dad who have become patrons. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time.